All right. Hope everybody feeling good out there. It's an incredible Thursday morning. Last night we just now had Obsessed with Success. We finished up that good. Your mind is a magician. Give me a replay, gang. Give me a replay, gang, if you're just not checking us out. We just not getting this party started, man. Let them know you in the building. Represent where you're from. Even if you're joining us on the replay, represent where you're from. You know, we want to know everybody that's tuning in, that's helping us to change this crazy world right here. Sometimes you on Clubhouse. You might be watching on Facebook. You might be watching on YouTube. But regardless, we wide awake, man. Pat Rice. Good morning, millionaire. Hope you're feeling good this morning. What have we learned so far? You know, I want to encourage you to grab your notes from yesterday. You know what I mean? My man Melvin in the house. What up with you, bro? Man, let them know where you're from in the comments. If you are rocking with us on Facebook or YouTube, don't forget Millionaire Minded TV is a YouTube channel. So whenever you need the replays, you can go there and we'll hook you up. Kiwi in the house. What up, Kiwi? Yeah, Tori, we on Clubhouse. We on Clubhouse, Queen. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let them know we in the house, y'all. Hey. Matter of fact, share this broadcast with somebody, y'all. Let them know we in the house. All right. Here we go. Let them know we here. Share the broadcast in a group. You know how you got those groups that you love? But it's like, man, I'm trying to add some value to the group too, you know? This is a good way to do it. Sometimes you just share Good Morning Millionaire. You also got people in your life, man, that you've been trying to talk to about your business. And you sick and tired of only calling them when you got something to sell them. So what you can do is instead share this training in the mornings. Ain't that cool? We about to call in on a live line. First, let me share this with a few of my favorite people. Make sure that we are getting this party started. Set your alarm clock. Taisha is in the house. What's up, Queen? Set your alarm clock, man, because what we have every morning is a movement we got going on. We feel like the world gives us enough bad news. So what we decided to do, me and some of my friends, is we decided to come together and create something that allows us to feel more powerful in the morning instead of already starting off on the wrong foot. Can somebody dig that out there? So we have a live line that you can call in on. I don't know how many of you know about that, but you can call in on a live line and rock with us with the affirmations every morning. Hold up, I'm calling in on the live line now, everybody, so bear with me 2 seconds.
Please announce yourself.
Hold on.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves. Entry and exit tones are on.
Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. Yesterday, we covered the first 4 of these different habits that you can employ if you want more mental power, more mental strength. You know, if you recall, we said 1, you got to be willing to learn. Everybody remember that? We were talking about how everybody's drowning in information, but starving for knowledge. Y'all remember that one? So we said 1, you got to be willing to learn. 2, we said you need to be willing to adapt because the race don't go to the strongest. The race don't go to the fastest. The race goes to he or she who can adapt the quickest. He or she who can assimilate the new knowledge with the most expediency, right? That's who's going to win the race. We talked about that yesterday. You can go back to tomorrow. You can go back to yesterday and rewatch that. We're not giving you a duplicate training here. Number 3, we said be a giver. You know, a lot of times we talk about how attitude is just a function of whether or not you understand the laws of nature. It takes mental strength to give, don't it? It takes a little bit of mental strength to give, to share what it is you got with the faith that it will be replaced and replenished. On this basic level, it is maturity to be able to give, because you never see a baby giving up its favorite bottle. So we said that you can build your mental strength by being more of a giver. Then we also talked about thinking outside the box, being more creative, forcing yourself to approach problems from different directions and perspectives, because we know that when you approach it with a little bit of creativity, what you're doing is channeling that God force. We talked about how creativity is next to godliness. You know, we always talk about how cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, around here, we're millionaire minded. So we always like creativity is next to godliness. Can somebody say that in the comments for me? Creativity is next to godliness. I ain't lying. But today we got 4 more for you that are going to help you build. I know I promised you 7, but I'm going to go ahead and give you 8, because at the end of the day, it's all about over delivering. Can somebody give me that? Can somebody give me that creativity is next to godliness in the comments? My man Michael Douglas checking in. I need y'all's help to kind of navigate this thing. I want to make sure that everybody's with me, that they're staying engaged. So I'm not just asking you this stuff for no reason. I really want you to get into a place where you're okay sharing what it is that you are learning with the world. One, to pound it into your own nervous system, but also because we're all in this together. If I ain't got you, you ain't got me. You get what I'm saying? Appreciate that. Appreciate that, kings and queens. And also maybe a share. Maybe if you share this in a group you love, or tag somebody in the comments, that can help you to improve as well, because, you know, of number 2 that I'm going to get to today. All right. So here's number 1, AKA number 5, in terms of the daily habits that you can use to create more power in your life, right? To create more power in your life. The first thing that I want to give you today, on top of everything we gave you yesterday, was learn to establish more goals. Learn to set more goals. This increases your mental toughness in a lot of different ways, y'all, because we talk about it every morning when we do our little visualization exercises. Do you know that a lot of people around you don't even set goals because they're that scared, okay, to be disappointed? Can you believe that? Isn't that rough? Isn't that rough? Some people won't even establish goals because of the fact that they're scared, y'all, to be disappointed. But what you need to understand, especially if you're looking to create some mental toughness, especially if you're looking to utilize the neurology and the way that your mind is built, you need to know that the human brain is naturally predisposed to reach for and achieve goals. Some would say that your brain is literally a goal achievement device. But here's where I want to take it, since this is Affirmation Nation, since we're always doing all of this metaphysical, woo-woo, quantum physics kind of stuff, because we believe that the unseen world is way more powerful than the world of the seen. Here's the other thing that I want you to understand about establishing goals. Goals magically and magnetically attract to them the things that make them come true. Somebody give me that in the comments. Goals magnetize to themselves the things that make them come true. Goals attract the people, the places, the resources, the ideas to you that make the goal come true. Now, what does that do to your psyche? What does that do to your mindset when you see that you thought about it and then you made it happen against all odds? What does that do for you? Well, you know what it does. It boosts your mental strength. Your brain is designed to achieve new goals. And I'm not just saying one big goal, like I want to lose 50 pounds, because I love people like that. I love going to the gym and seeing the obese on that treadmill. They're my heroes. But check it out. We ain't just talking about one big goal, millionaires. We're also talking about setting a bunch of manageable short-term goals, aren't we? We're talking about, I'm going to work 30 minutes without checking my phone. That's a goal, baby. That's a goal. That's a goal that leads to mental strength. Because you know, if you wouldn't have set that directive for yourself, you'd be picking up the, you know what I mean? You'd be answering that, bing, bzz, bzz, bing, 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 I mean, how many different noises can the damn thing make? And then you hear this new noise and it's like, oh, snap, that must be something important. A lot of times it's important to somebody else, though. What's important to them is trying to sell you something. You get what I'm saying? Millionaires with every single goal you achieve, where you are self-directed instead of you being subject to the wishes of some marketer or subject to the wishes of some app developer or subject to the wishes of somebody who's already a billionaire. What we're saying is you gain mental strength by taking sovereignty of your own time. And then with each goal that you achieve, you're going to gain more confidence in your ability to succeed. Do you hear me? You're also going to learn to recognize when your goals aren't unrealistically ambitious. I hate the word realistic, but some of you set goals so big you end up damaging yourself because you don't reach that one. And now you form a culture of never reaching your goals. We say nay. We rebuke that. We like, get behind me, Satan. What we saying is you're going to learn to recognize when your goals are right there in the pocket of something that you can knock out right by when you said you were. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying to you? You'll also be more powerful to the people around you who are watching you, which starts to create this environment where they're normalizing your greatness all of a sudden. They're beginning to normalize the fact that you represent success for them all of a sudden. Can somebody hear me out there? What does that do? That builds your mental toughness to another level. So what I'm suggesting today for number 5 is that you set more goals. Set more reachable goals. Do more things to show yourself that the path of least resistance for you is the one that leads to success. Does that make sense to somebody out there? I hope it does. I hope it does. Here's number 2 or number 6 for you this morning. Millionaires. Build your environment for success that builds your mental toughness. Build your environment for success, millionaires, that builds your mental toughness. Do you hear me? Can somebody give me that in the comments? Build your environment for success. Build your environment for success. And I want you to see what that acronym is. It's BYE. You got to say bye to some people, y'all. Because becoming mentally strong doesn't mean you got to subject yourself to the temptations every day. It don't mean that you have to subject yourself to things that you know are going to distract you day in and day out. What you can do instead is begin to build an environment. In the Kaizen Academy, I still think one of the favorite classes that we've ever done. I feel like it's way undervalued. I'm not sure if everybody goes in there and takes this class as much as they should. But millionaires, if you're asking me how I became whatever level of success you feel I've been blessed and fortunate to reach. I don't know where I am on your scale of success, but I know where I am on my own scale, and I'm proud of myself, damn it. And what I'm saying to you is that if you agree that it is kind of amazing to go from, for instance, homeless to owning your home with no mortgage, or if you agree with me, for instance, that it's amazing that I went from sleeping in my car to buying my daughter her dream car, or if you think that it's amazing that I went from bankrupt to having platinum American Express cards, I want you to understand that what you're looking at is habit. What you're looking at is consistency. In that class that we have in the Kaizen Academy about habits, I tried myself to lay out not only my philosophy, but a bunch of the techniques and tactics that I use to make it so that I feel weird when I don't do a certain thing that leads to success versus other people feel weird when they do it. How can they compete with us? If we're millionaire minded and we've begun to attach emotion to the things that we want to do, and that's the power of habit, right? Habit begins to attach emotion to activity with intention. When you set a habit on purpose, you're still able to take advantage of the fact that you mostly only do stuff you feel like doing. So what if you did different things to break up the habits in your life that make failure inevitable instead of success inevitable? I give you an idea. If you want to work out in the morning, what if you left your shoes next to the bed and slept in your gym clothes? That may sound drastic to some. That may sound drastic to some. right? But it depends how bad you want to lose that weight. All I'm saying is if you've made a decision that there's something you want to accomplish in your life, you are doing yourself a favor when you begin to build an environment that makes that normal. Millionaires, if you want to eat healthier, what if you removed all the junk food from the pantry? What if you took it straight to the trash can and never looked at it again? It's going to be a lot easier for you. Now, when you get hungry, you're going to drink some water, or what we call it, weight loss medicine. All I'm saying is when you set yourself up for success, you're not going to be exhausting your mental energy trying to make choices because you've already made a decision and then built an environment that backs that decision. You get what I'm saying? Now you don't have to spend all this time resisting the urge, because when you combine number one and number two, you've pretty much made it a foregone conclusion. When you combine number one, setting goals, which tricks you into visualizing yourself already at the gym tomorrow morning. You see, how many of you have done that before? If you visualize a goal, which means you already see yourself making the phone calls when you get home from work, you already see it. So instead of you forming a mental picture where you see yourself watching your favorite television program, which feels so normal and good, you flip the switch in your mind and instead see yourself working on your business. Now, when you get home, it feels weird to turn on the TV. It's weird, y'all. But what you can do is add to that by suddenly taking the batteries out the remote control, right? Now you're setting yourself up for success, because instead of you being in reaction mode like an animal that's constantly in fight or flight, you've now moved yourself up the food chain, because now you're able to respond. You're leveraging your response ability. You're giving yourself a couple minutes to think. Just by taking the batteries out the remote, you have helped set yourself up for success. Am I making sense, somebody? Somebody give me set yourself up for success in the comments. Set yourself up for success in the comments. This is incredibly important. Do you hear me? Here's number 3. AKA number 7, AKA number 7. Millionaires, if you want to build your mental strength, what we suggest is that you learn to balance your emotions with logic. What we're saying is that it is time that you learn to balance your emotions with logic. Balance your emotions with logic. That is going to build your mental strength. Now, what do we mean by that? What do we mean by you need to balance your emotions with logic? What we're saying is, if you look back at your life, you have been in states before, because none of us is one way all the time, right? We are all frustrated sometimes. We are all aggravated sometimes. We are all in a spirit of joy sometimes. We are all in a spirit of compassion and mercy sometimes. We are all in good humor sometimes. We are all in really bad moods sometimes. But here's what we can all agree on. 99 times out of 100, you make your best decisions when your emotions and your logic are in perfect sync. Is that a fact? If that's a fact, somebody say that's a fact in the comments. That's a fact. Millionaires, if all your decisions were emotional, you'd never save for retirement. You would never save to have something to invest. You would never be exploring the world of real estate we're constantly trying to get you to come and embrace, because you'd be too busy spending everything you got right now on whatever it is you want right here in this moment. If you made all of your decisions with emotion, that would be your life. You say, damn, I know some people like that. You say, damn, I know some people like that. But check it out, millionaires. If all of your decisions were logical, you'd be living this boring behind life that's devoid of love, devoid of leisure, devoid of pleasure, and that would suck too. That would suck too. So what we're saying is, if you want to build your mental toughness, what you got to do is get to a place, y'all, where you understand that whether you're buying a house, millionaires, or you're thinking about a career shift, whether you're thinking about a pair of shoes, whether you're thinking about some investment opportunity somebody brought to you, The balance between your emotions and your logic needs to be considered. If you're overly excited or you're overly anxious, what we suggest, is you use the Ben Franklin method. What Ben Franklin would do, y'all, Ben Franklin would take a sheet of paper and he'd write down all the pros on one side and then all the cons of the decision on the other side. When you review that list, it begins to boost the logical part of your brain. Now it helps you balance out your emotions. Now your life looks a little bit different because you're a little bit stronger with the way that you approach it. You get what I'm saying? You now have another competitive advantage over the people around you who are constantly swaying in the breeze that's created by corporations. Like I always say, we don't live in the United States of America. You hear me? We live in the United States of advertising. Somebody share this training with somebody if you agree that we are constantly being manipulated by outside forces for fun and profit. I don't know if you know, man, but they have studies that are showing that, or like Amazon, for instance, Amazon has a whole warehouse that they hook people up to electrodes and walk you through. The whole warehouse is simulating a supermarket, and they have you walk through that thing, and then they measure your brain's reactions to where stuff is on the shelf. How do you approach these coupons they got? I mean, it's insane. My point is, we are food for the wolves if we don't get conscious, if we don't begin to become aware of how we're thinking and why we're thinking that way. What caused that thought? They are playing with us, y'all. And once you begin to consciously strive to balance your logic and your emotion, I guarantee you increase. Here's the last one. Here's the last one I got for you, millionaires, for today. Number 8 or number 4 for today. If you want to build your mental toughness, look for explanations, not excuses. Look for explanations, not excuses. What are we saying? What are we saying? Why are we saying that? Why are we saying that? Millionaires, when you don't perform as well as you expected to perform, what I want to encourage you to do this morning is don't start looking for an explanation to help you feel better. Don't start looking for excuses, I should say, that help you feel better. What you want to look for is explanations that help you perform better. Millionaires, I challenge you to examine the reasons why you didn't perform at the top level. Millionaires, let me see it in the comments. Look for explanations, not excuses. Look for opportunities for improvement, not rational lies you can tell yourself about how it really wasn't your fault. It might not be your fault, but I'm going to tell you what it is. It's your responsibility. Millionaires, you'd be a whole different man or woman if you decided that when you don't perform as well, you're going to figure out why. You'd be a whole nother woman out here. I ain't lying to you. You'd be a whole nother woman. Take full responsibility for your shortcomings, millionaires. Take full responsibility for the shortcomings of your team. Don't blame people. Don't blame people for circumstances. Don't blame mishaps. And my God, this is going to take some strength, because we're all programmed to want to get that uncomfortable feeling off ourselves. That's how most of these people live, but not you, because you're millionaire minded. And what you've decided today is that what makes you top of the food chain is your ability to respond. You're going to acknowledge your mistakes. You're going to face your mistakes, and you're going to turn Heartbreak Hotel into Harvard University. You see what I did there? Millionaires, that's how you avoid repeating them. Because, you know, the way one of my mentors put it to me, and I believed him, is that God will never fail you, but there will be a retest. God will never fail you, but there will be a retest. We're about to go start our affirmations right now. I hope you enjoyed this morning. Turn on your notifications. If you're following us on Clubhouse, hit that bell by my name so that you never miss one of these. If you're following us on Facebook, then hit the see it first notification by my name. Turn on your notifications. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you turn on that bell and turn on the notifications. This is Millionaire Minded. Repeat after me. I am so happy and grateful